So I'm sure you can see that in my glasses. Maybe there's a gaming handheld PC right there. I actually own two for now. Maybe one will disappear. Maybe one I'll sell. That's what I mean by disappear. But I own two different gaming handheld PCs, and I thought gaming handheld PCs, other than the Steam Deck, are a little weird. Windows is fucky, and it's not super intuitive for people who want to feel like their gaming handheld PC is more of a console-like experience without having to buy something like a PlayStation Portal or a Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck. So if you're on a Windows handheld PC and don't want to swap over to Linux for something like Batocera or Bazite, you have a few options. You can raw dog it and have a Windows desktop that kind of looks like the one in front of me, and then just make it work the best you can and tap on your touchscreen a bunch and piss yourself off. You can use I think there's one more, but you can use Steam Big Picture mode and use mostly or all Steam games with the front end of Steam, the same front end that the Steam Deck uses, and just upload your non-Steam games as non-Steam games, which takes a while if you have a lot, especially emulators. Or there's one more that I've been trying that I think is really cool. It has some upsides, it has some downsides, but there's upsides and downsides to both, and we'll talk about those. The other is Playnite. Playnite. This is a front-end launcher that aggregates all of your games from different launchers as long as you have them connected. Playnite is what I have been using on my main gaming handheld PC, and I think it's really neat. Spoilers, I think it's really neat. So the first thing I want to say about Playnite is, it is a aggregate launcher. It is not its own launcher. It's not something like Steam. It's not something like Epic Games, GOG, Ubisoft, or EA. Right? These games come from those as long as you connect those launchers to this service. It's an open source software. It's lightweight. There's two versions. There's a desktop mode and a full screen mode. Full screen mode gives you this and gives you this console-like UI that then connects to the platform of choice to start the game. And then after, it kills the platform so that it doesn't need to stay open to use up more resources. I think that's really neat. And then it takes you back to this front end as soon as you close the game. There's a few issues with that, and we'll get to that here in a second. But that's the main thing about this. Also, getting emulators in here is significantly easier because it's meant to have multiple different front ends. It's not like Steam Big Picture mode where you have to move them all in individually, which does kind of suck sometimes. So I want to talk about Steam Big Picture mode first. Steam Big Picture mode, I think, is the more well put together front end if you're only working with Steam and you also have time to potentially put in your emulators or use EmuDeck, right? If you're doing that and most of your games are on Steam, or like everything you play is on Steam, just use Steam Big Picture mode. It's got significantly more options in here because of something like the Steam Deck UI, right? So it shows you all of your menu options the same way you get them on Steam Deck, which is really cool. And it makes for controlling things when it comes to settings in games, FPS counters, closing out games, swapping back to home screen, going to the library, really easy. You don't get all of those amenities on the other side. So if that's what you're looking for, that very, very well-knit console-like experience that only really works with EmuDeck, spending a lot of time adding your own games, and the Steam library and Steam store, you're good to go. I think that this will be the perfect thing for you. But if your games are a little more spread out, if you use GOG, if you use Epic Games, if you use EA or Ubisoft along with Steam, you can add your non-Steam games, and you can add all your games in here. Right? You see there, right there, there's Fortnite, there's Fall Guys. I have those both on Epic Games. I have Lost Castle 1 on Epic Games, Cat Quest 1 and 2 on Epic Games, Cat Quest 3 on Steam. I'm a Cat Quest shill. There's a few games in here. Paladins also on Epic Games. So the few games I have in here that are on Epic Games, islets as well, where it's easier to manage them and deal with them through here. But unlike Steam, if the game needs an update, it has to then connect to that first. And it doesn't tell you on this front end. When it comes to Steam Big Picture mode, it tells you update required, right? You might be in one of those situations where you're ready to game right now and you boot it up and then it tells you there's an update that you did not know about. So now it needs to connect to whatever that actual storefront, that launcher is, to update the game first. The Fortnites, the Tekken 8s, the Cat Quest 3s. Hopefully there's some Cat Quest 3 updates eventually. Pocket Bravery, Rotwood. Monster Hunter Rise. I don't think Rise is getting any more updates, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? But that flexibility of being able to have all your launches aggregated in one place and all of the the metadata, the pictures themselves actually working right. Really cool without having to go into the back end and add those in yourself. One other problem. If you want to buy the games, unlike Steam Big Picture Mode, once again, you need to go physically tap on your touchscreen of your device and go to those other platforms and buy the game first, then refresh this, which you can do with the controller, which is super easy. And then you'll be able to start playing that through the Playnite launcher again. I think that kind of sucks. I wish that there was a way that you could like bring that launcher as a pop-up to like go into the store immediately. But I mean, maybe there was just something they didn't think about, or maybe it just doesn't matter that much. It's not a feature people think about. That's like one of the things that irks me. The other is the menu to swap games and stuff doesn't come up when you're in a game. If you're in a game and you press this button to get back to Playnite, which is this one, same button you'd use for Steam Big Picture Mode, Steam Big Picture Mode pulls up a full menu for library, home, store, Steam settings, storage, all of that shit. Power settings to close out Steam, minimize Steam, or put it like close your whole device. This can do the same thing. You can close your whole device using it, but when you're in a game, if you press this button, it just takes you to the screen that says close game. You can't go back to your library and look at something else immediately. Playnite will not take you back to this screen once the game is open. It'll only show you the game you have open with an indicator to close the game or return to game. Actually, it doesn't even give you an indicator to return to game. I think you have to press the button again. It just returns to the game. Once again, just little features like that make this feel like less of an intuitive experience, but maybe it's worth it for being able to put all of your launchers in the same place without having to go through as much as Steam Big Picture Mode. I've been messing with Playnite for about a week. I've been using it for all my games. I've only been using this handheld. Really haven't touched this one outside of benchmarking. For personal use, I don't have like a capture device or anything like that to do real benchmarking for YouTube, though I'd love to. Oh well. So with that being said, I like Playnite enough that I'm going to continue using it, but I wish it would be better. I wish that there was some way I could relay to the Playnite team what I think would be cool as an additional experience for Playnite to make it feel closer to Steam Big Picture Mode. That's really all it needs. Another thing is, it'd be nice if these other big players in the PC launcher system just made a front end for gaming handhelds. Why doesn't EA, Ubisoft, and Epic Games and GOG have gaming handheld front ends yet? Steam already did all of the work for you. All you need to do is make a console-like UI. It's that easy, right? So if most of your games are on GOG, most of your games are on Epic Games, most of your games are on Ubisoft or EA, you can just use that launcher exclusively. Or if you open it using an outside source like Steam Big Picture Mode or Playnite, you open it through those, you can still control and navigate everything with a controller. Just a thought. I'm just some fucking guy. I don't get paid by big tech companies. I don't get paid by anyone except for my day job. I barely get paid by you guys. I don't get paid by any of you guys on YouTube because I don't have enough subscribers yet. Speaking of that, here comes the show. I'm going to show for myself. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoyed this content. If you think Playnite or Steam Big Picture Mode are cooler than each other, fight about it in the comment section down below. Tell me which one you think is better for Windows handhelds and gaming handheld PCs in general, and why. Leave a comment down below if you like the content, like the video, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Peace.